Guys, I want to talk about Lu Dort in this Oklahoma City Thunder game. This was a wild ending to the end season. Also, I want to say that the Thunder are like one of the only teams that I thought had like a cool looking court. There's so much to be said about the in season tournament. And maybe I'll make a comment tonight or like a video. But right now, OKC is 21st in opponents' points per game, 16th in net rating, 22nd in defensive rating, 10th in points per game, and 11th in offensive rating through 6 games. And they're 3-3. They could be 4-2. This is a team where Shea's averaging just under 25 points a game. Chet's having 7.5 rebounds. Shea's dishing out 6.6 assists. All right, and then you got Lu Dort. Lu Dort's coming in. He's shooting 55% from the field, 53% from 3. He's grabbing 4 rebounds and a steal and a half a night, a block, and 15 points. And Lu Dort's a guy that's, he came into the league as this guy who was like a 4-star recruit to Arizona State. When undrafted, he was known for like going berserk and just like going at it, and wasn't really an offensive guy. Over the years, that's changed. Lu Dort's 24 years old, which is crazy to think about because he doesn't feel that old. Didn't know he's Canadian also. And he's going into, I believe, year 4 or 5? This is year 5. So that's crazy to think off first. And he went from being a 7 points per game guy his first year to a 14 his second year to a 17.5 points per game score. People forget Lu Dort averaged 17 a game a few seasons back. And now with so much talent on this team, they told him, hey, dude, we don't need you shooting that much. Just take mainly threes. And if you can get to the free throw line, do it. And it's been really good. He's like a great, what you would say is the 4th option on this team. Because you'd say the first option is Shea. Second option is probably J-Dub. Third option is either Josh Giddey or Chet, in my opinion. Probably Chet's the 3rd option, with Josh being the 4th. And the 5th is Lu Dort. And this is a really good team. Like, maybe it doesn't come all together this year, but having Lu Dort being the 5th guy in that starting lineup with his long 6'9" wingspan, a guy who always plays hard and is like legitimately selfless on defense, I think is so big and so important for this team and their success that I'm really, really excited to see what could potentially become for this team. Like, I think Lu Dort's a lot more important to this team because he's the Draymond for the squad. It seems like he's that defensive leader, psychopath, who's gonna get everybody locked in and ready to play and be their best version of themselves. So I think that's a big part that we don't even think about with a guy like Lu Dort, who I think a lot of us are going to be like, oh, like, how is he in the NBA? He's not that like skilled of a shooter or a passer. But people need to realize that like that's not like all that matters when the NBA. All right, when you're like trying to like get to that next level, definitely, I think people need to realize is like that's not the end all be all. So I want to hear your guys' opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys think and why? I mean, about Lu Dort, if you guys are in agreement, him being the 5th option, being that defensive leader, he's really the Draymond Green of this team, in my opinion. And I think it's a lot more important than people will say so, because they don't realize the importance of, those defensive leaders, the guy who's going to do all the dirty work that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but he also scores. Gee Willie, this guy does it all. So I think that's the big part in this. And why I want to hear everybody's opinion over, Lu Dort. And I also forget that it's Lou Getz. He's Canadian, but is he like German Canadian? I've always meant to ask that. So I've been curious. Let me know. But besides that, that's it. I'm out of here. I also didn't know he had the double threaded eyebrows. So kudos to him.